All right, thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's 9:30 a.m. We're holding this public hearing on the application of MHTC Development LLC and 45 Eastdale Avenue LLC. This is a project before the started, I guess the best way to do this is before the hearing was opened, I had marked into evidence as hearing officers exhibit number 1, the notice of public hearing in this matter. I had marked as hearing officers exhibit number 2, the publication of that notice of public hearing by the affidavit of the Poughkeepsie Journal, Nicholas Restrom, indicating that the notice of public hearing was published on August 19th, 2020. I had marked as hearing officers exhibit number 3 in evidence the updated notice of public hearing, where a couple of additional pieces of information were added. I had marked as hearing officers exhibit number 4 in evidence the affidavit of Nicholas Restrom, indicating that on August 22nd, 2020, the updated notice of public hearing was published in the Poughkeepsie Journal. I had marked as hearing officers exhibit number 5 in evidence the affidavit of Jenna Jones, indicating that on August 20th, 2020, she served a true copy of both the notice of public hearing and the updated notice of public hearing upon the Honorable John J. Baisley, Supervisor of the Town of Poughkeepsie, Dr. Brendan Lyons, Superintendent of Schools of the Arlington Central School District, and the Honorable Marcus J. Molinaro, the Dutchess County Executive. I had marked as hearing officers number 6 in evidence the August 14th, 2020 letter of Timothy Dean, Chairman of the Dutchess County Industrial Development Agency, designating me as the hearing officer in this matter. And with that, I'll open the public hearing. John or Joe, you have something to say? Or
Nice to see everybody. Everybody's looking well, and it's nice to be back in some semblance of a rhythm with the IDA. So we're honored to be before you this morning, albeit in a slightly different format. But if it's helpful, we could provide a bit of a background on the project.
I'm having a lot of trouble hearing you.
And me too, John.
Turn up my volume all around. Is that any better? Don, Sarah, are you having a tough time here?
seems to be better.
Yeah, it's a little bit better, yeah.
Okay. Well, 45 Eastdale Avenue is a approximately 12,000 square foot mixed-use office and retail building located on the northwest side of Route 44, adjacent to the headquarters of Premier Medical Group's Urology Division, and across the street from Eastdale's newly opened commercial cottages. If it's helpful, I could share my screen if that is doable, and provide a sense for just this specific location. Can everybody see the map of Eastdale Village?
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect. So where the cursor is right now is where 45 Eastdale Avenue is located. This, of course, is Route 44, Dutchess Turnpike. New traffic light here. Eastdale Avenue North running towards Premier is the phase of the project that is currently being most actively developed, adjacent obviously to the first and second phases of residential. And as I mentioned a moment ago, right across Eastdale Avenue from the newly completed and newly opened commercial cottages, which we can get more into during the actual board meeting. But the project, and I'll switch my screen if you'll bear with me for 1 minute. Can everybody now see the building elevation?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. So as mentioned, the project is a 2-story building. The ground floor of the project will feature 4 commercial spaces leased to leading Hudson Valley businesses, Pizzeria Posto, Bertolozzi Physical Therapy, an affiliate of Elizabeth Boutique, and the Crafted Cup. And the second floor will be occupied by Kirchhoff Property Management, Inc., which through its affiliates is spearheading the development of Eastdale Village. Like each of the tenants within this building is moving to the project in order to either grow, solve a real estate related challenge to their business, or some combination of the two. And the overriding reason, and the main reason why this is possible, is obviously because of the benefits provided by the DCIDA and the partnership that Eastdale Village continues to enjoy with the IDA. From a design perspective, 45 Eastdale Avenue has a clean, traditional look that complements the architectural vernacular of Eastdale Village generally, while still remaining unique and unto itself. The first floor commercial space fronting Eastdale Avenue will have a navy blue composite trim with some brick accents, while the second floor will generally comprise a white James Hardy lap siding. We have unique and character enhancing awnings and signage and lighting that creates some again singular branding and marketing opportunities for the tenants and the businesses, help them to be as successful as they can possibly be within Eastdale. And it goes without saying that we're incredibly excited about this project and honored to further extend our relationship with the IDA through this process and through Eastdale generally.
I would like to add, Don, one other thing that it's important to note that Crafted Cup is staying on Raymond Avenue. This is an expansion for Crafted Cup. This is an expansion for the boutique. This is not a replacement site. And the same thing goes with Pizzeria Posto, which built their business and are very well known in Rhinebeck. They're going to keep that flagship location in Rhinebeck. These are growth opportunities that these users would not otherwise have without your program. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Now, just for some clarification, because there may be some confusion about this. The original documents here, the original approvals here provided the pilot for the entire project, and they would apply to any of the development that took place. And so those were not being amended or changed in any way. As they come in, they fall under the pilot provisions with each section as originally anticipated and approved. They just will have the schedules will run from the completion of each of the little areas that as they go through. In this particular case, as I understand it, well, another part of this is that the originally approved documents allowed the MHTC to, as long as MHTC was the principal owner, that there was no need to come back to the board for any approval. And so while all of that was taking place, the difference here is that even though Kirchhoff is part of all of this, and this 45 Eastdale LLC, 45 Eastdale Avenue LLC, though, is not principally owned by MHTC Development. And so you need the board's approval for that. And we thought it best, even though no new benefits are being granted in any way, this is part of the original approvals, we thought it best to have a public hearing to hear the public on this, because we are making an amendment. And so I would ask if any members of the public have anything they want to say, please indicate.
Don, this is Doreen Tignanelli. I'd like to comment.
Sure, please do, Doreen.
Okay. So regarding MHTC Development 45 Eastdale Avenue, I'd like to say I'm opposed to the issuance of any financial assistance to the project. The July 16, 2020 updated application for financial assistance that was referred to in the public hearing outlines sales tax exemption and a mortgage tax exemption. and it does not contain any information regarding any real property tax exemption. So that's a little confusing because the updated notice of public hearing specifically said that the company was seeking financial assistance with respect to the granting of a real property tax exemption and providing for payments in lieu of property taxes. So again, I didn't see anything in that updated application regarding pilot. It was only the sales tax and the mortgage tax exemption. And if that's the case, it seems odd that the $51,428 in sales tax and mortgage tax exemption, that's the total of the two, that they could that amount could not have been absorbed by the applicants, their associated family trusts, and their family entities without the assistance of the IDA. Also, I have concern that the IDA could be over-incentivizing projects. There was a recent article in the Poughkeepsie Journal about the number of jobs created compared to the tax exemptions given out by the Dutchess County IDA. And Dutchess County IDA compared to the Orange County IDA gave out much more money than the Orange County for a much smaller amount of jobs created. So again, I think that there is possible over-incentivizing of projects, and the original Eastdale application gave what could be considered by some an ultimatum that if they didn't get the requested financial assistance, and they would be forced to donate the property to a not-for-profit for a tax write-off, and then that would result in a loss of tax revenue for taxing jurisdictions. And last, regarding job creation numbers, whether it's this project or any other project, again, while the IDA Council has noted that there are clawback provisions and recapture provisions, these provisions don't mean anything if the IDA doesn't ensure the accuracy of job numbers. And the audit by the Dutchess County Comptroller, Robin Lois, outlined some concerns about that there was no formal monitoring process in place regarding employment numbers, and it wasn't clear that the IDA was.
Doreen, you're
Muted.
muted again.
Could you?
All right, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I'm not sure where I got muted, but.
Just right at the end, miss the last sentence, that's all.
Okay, well, again, I'm just concerned about the accuracy of job numbers that are provided to the IDA and whether or not the IDA can accurately give the projected job numbers the scrutiny they need in order to ensure that the clawback provisions can be enforced. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Doreen. Anyone else? Does anyone else want to make it?
Mr. Capolino, good morning. This is Jim Beretta. Good morning to everybody. And Ms. Lee informed me that she received my written comments, so I'm not going to go into every detail since you have the written comments. But just in general, I'm opposed to the granting of financial assistance. Basically, I see this as a transfer of tax to the rest of the people in the county and the municipality. And so it's a shift of tax burden. And we're right in the middle of a pandemic. Millions of people are out of work in this country. There was recently the Poughkeepsie Journal did an article recently that said 38% of the people in the Hudson Valley struggle to make ends meet. And here we have a request for financial assistance. Where the application lists the owners of the project, there's several names listed, and also 3 family trusts. Now, I say God bless anyone that's got a family trust. That's their personal business. But when it comes to asking for public money, and 38% of the people in the Hudson Valley struggle to make ends meet, I find that to be a drastic imbalance. And I find it hard to believe that the people that are the owners applicants of this project can't afford to do the project without this assistance. I'll also say that I looked over the application. I didn't see any business case. All I saw was a statement that said that without the assistance, the project is unaffordable. But I don't see any hard numbers. I don't see any business case. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Beretta. I would like to indicate that, again, as I stated at the beginning, this is not a new project. And if these, there were two of these things could have been done without any amendment of the board, from the board of the lease agreement. But under the terms of the lease agreement, if one of the entities was not owned by MHTC, they would have to come back. But the amount of the benefits that were granted at the beginning of this, including the overall pilot agreement and including the mortgage and sales tax provision. So these are just extending onto this. They have to come back to the board to get the board's approval of this. And under the circumstances, we don't, under the statutes, we didn't even have to have a public hearing, but we want to hear from people like you about their thoughts, and I appreciate that. And these thoughts will be provided to the board. You've written yours as well, and that's helpful because that will be, your comments will be sent to the board, and the board will be considering this at its meeting on the 9th of September. Does anyone else have anything else to add?
So, Don, I'd like to just add, as Jim mentioned, I did receive written comments that will be part of the public record from both Mr. Beretta and Ms. Tignolelli.
Well, I would say the proper pronunciation is Tignolelli, but being a Capolino, I think I can help. But anyway, that's fine. Anyone else have anything to add? With that, I will close the public hearing. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
And I just have
I just want to make the announcement that there is another public hearing that occurs at 10 o'clock. That has a separate Zoom conference identification. So you will please look at that and use that identification in order to attend the 10 a.m. public hearing. Was that what you were going to say?
no. I just need some appearance information. Sarah, can I get your last name, please?
Yep, my last name is Lee, L-E-E.
Okay, and John Hedinger, what is your position?
I am a member of the applicant.
And Don, is there a Don there? D-O-N, Donald?
Donald Capolino, you mean me?
Oh, it must be you. Okay.
I'm the one that ordered the public hearing, but transcript, so thank you.
All right, Judge, thank you. I'll see you at 10.
All right, thanks, Claudia.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all.